Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kaiserredux. And let's resolve this peace conference. I saved before because I didn't want to crash. Alright, no crashes. Sole advancements in Project Midget Submarine for Belarusian People's Republic. Okay. Very silly. Alright, we can press so many buttons. That's why I did what we did. First things first. Return Socialist Hungarian lands. Let's do that first. Yeah. Return Latvian lands. First, Estonian lands. There we go. Latvian lands. There you go. Return Bulgarian lands. Yes. There you go. Return Finnish lands. Yeah, that's fine. Return Ukrainian lands. Come on, there you go. We have a full Ukraine. Turkish lands. No. Because we probably want a independent Armenia. Alright. So, with this war now over, we're gonna, like, go back home now. Alright.
Gardez vos rangs.
And then, yeah. There you go. Tukhachevsky unites Russia. Few ever expected for the Russian Socialist Republic to rise from the ashes. Fewer still expected such a reborn socialist state to be able to reunite Russia. And yet, here we are, under the rule of the Red Napoleon Mikhail Tukhachevsky and his commitment to the World Revolution. The Red Army has emerged triumphant over her enemies. Standing as the sole remaining Russia, Tukhachevsky made it clear there's no intention of stopping here. The Red Army will march on. The Red Bonaparte leads Russia. With our bayonets, we'll bring happiness and peace to the working humanity. To the West! Alright, well, good for them. Viva la commune, indeed! Alright, lots of buttons to press. Alright, so let's start easy. Fate of Eastern Belarus. Give it to the Belarusian People's Republic. There we go. Nice, I remembered it correctly. Fate of Romania. Liberate Romania in its entirety. Fate of Georgia, or the Don Caucasus region, the Alash Orda, Karelia, Murmansk. Let's do the fate of Karelia. We could liberate a puppet Karelia, or give it to the Finnish Workers or Socialist Workers Republic. We should probably just Boldanets, Petrovonsk, White Karelia. How much total yeah, this doesn't have enough population to justify it, so we're gonna give it to the Finnish Socialist Workers Republic. Fate of, let's see, Murmansk. Give it to the Finnish Socialist Workers Republic. There we go. Fate of, we got a big Finland. Belgorod. Fate of Belgorod. Give it to the Ukrainian People's Republic of Soviets. Fate of the Don Caucasus. Fate of Georgia. Create a united Transcaucasia, or restore the Georgian Republic. Let's just restore the Georgian Republic. Fate of the Don Caucasus. Liberate Don Kuban. Split up the region. We could liberate the whole region under the Don Caucasus Union. I feel like the Don Caucasus Union, yeah. Population-wise, there's not a lot of population or industry, so we'll liberate the whole region under the Don Caucasus Union. I think that's fine. Yeah. I think that's okay. There's really not that much juice here otherwise. Fate of the Alash Yorda. Restore an independent Alash Yorda. Fate of Altai. What? What do you mean military occupations? This is so stupid. Alright. Thanks for the... Alright, Republic of Korea has capitulated. Golly gee. Things are not looking good for the Japanese. Okay. Return Alash lands. Yes, return land to them. There you go. Return Georgian lands. Romanian lands. So we're going to return... We're actually going to wait a little bit for some of this. There we go. Fate of Armenia. Liberate Armenia. I like how I took a random dink to my stability for no reason. The Donbass. Right. Fate of Transylvania, Urda, Donbass. We shall give it to the Ukrainians or Don Caucasians. I think this is the Donbass. Yeah, this is the Donbass. We're going to give it to the... probably Ukrainians. Yeah. It gives me a little bit cleaner of a border. Kursk and Bryansk. Let's see. Urda. What is Urda? Hey, there's Urda. Okay. Fate of Urda. We could do the Full Revolutionary Army or give it to Alash Orda. We'll give it to the Alash Orda. Azerbaijan. That's pretty straightforward. We're going to liberate Azerbaijan. That's annoying. Okay. Dobruja. Ah, okay. This is Dobruja. Got it. Abkhazia. And yeah, let's do Abkhazia. This is Abkhazia. I could restore an independent Abkhazia. I'm gonna give it to Georgia. Let's see. This sucks. But whatever. They're in the same faction, so it doesn't matter much. It's fine. Liberation of Armenia. Recently, we freed the proud Armenian people from the clutches of the imperialists, especially the Turks, who have been trying to enslave this resilient nation for centuries. A new revolutionary, popular, democratic government is already being built in Yerevan. The Armenian revolutionary movement is still plagued by internal bickering, slowing down the process of establishing this new Armenian state. Some of the Armenian revolutionaries have thus asked for our assistance, hearing our call for help. Melanie Moshan has petitioned the BGT to send her to Yerevan, herself Armenian, born in 1913 of a civil servant parents, cut by the Turks during the Armenian genocide when she was just 3 years old. Since then, Melanie has lived stateless, settling in France shortly after the revolution, but she never forgot her homeland, learning the Armenian language, documenting the history of her homeland, though herself close to the communist tendencies, known for moderate positions and sense of compromise and negotiation, which make her an ideal candidate to unify Armenia, preventing it from collapsing. It's just started experiencing freedom. So, yeah, sure, why not? Whoever the heck this lady is. We could return Georgian lands. Is this Georgian? Yeah, okay, so return Georgian lands. Yes, return a land to them. Return Armenian lands. Yes, return a land to them. Hey, look at that. What a terrible map. Status of... Alright, so we have to decide stuff over here. Transylvania. We give it to the Socialist Hungarians. We could split it between the Hungarians and the Romanians. We're going to split it between the Hungarians and Romanians. This is Banat. Bessarabia. We could liberate Greater Moldavia. Liberating Greater Moldavia. Ah! Alright. We have now a Wallachia and Moldavia. Fate of what? Alright. Fate of Dobruja. Wallachia or the Bulgarian Socialists. We're gonna give it to Wallachia. Fate of Orenburg. Alash Orda. Fate of Turkestan. Independent Turkestan. We still have a bunch of territory. Alright. Fate of Banat. It can be the Hungarians. Split it between the Hungarians and the Wallachians. We'll split it between the Hungarians and the Wallachians. Fate of Orsk. Why? Fate of Pishpek. We'll give it to the Alash Orda. Give it to our allies. So we'll give it to our allies. Bukovina. We could release an independent Bukovina. It has about 1 million people. It has no productivity whatsoever. We're going to give it to the Poles. Long Poland is real. Chikment. Sure. Turkestan and Alash Orda. Turkestan. Yeah. Return Croatian lands. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Yeah, there you go. And you can have West Banat. Great. That's like a kind of clean setup that we got here. It's definitely not hideously ugly. Alright. We're going to get better radar. We're going to get better rockets. Or going to get rockets at all. Are we going to get more? Barkot? What's the Moscow Accord? They're just in the Moscow Accord without Moscow. Good for them. Okay. Well, that is what it is. If anyone needs any training, I don't think they do. Well, some folks do, so we'll just do that until we get there. Logistical Wizard is the best option here, in my opinion. It's really, really good. Alright. Red Cossacks take the mantle. The Russian Eagle will be destroyed with the hammer and sickle. Well, unfortunately, you know, you've already been beaten to that. Alright, we are taking a sort of a brief pause. I will say, once I'm done with this, some of this stuff is going to be handed over to certain factions. Let's see. It's very silly that I got occupation as the only answer for a bunch of this stuff. Oh, so lame. Alright. We're in the lame zone. Alright. Who? Orsk, Kursk, and Orsk, apparently, is where we're building up those. Alright. Do we want more synthetic refineries? It's probably good to have those, right? Well, first it's probably good to have all this stuff. There we go. Alright. Chromium. We'll take it from the Don Caucasus Socialist Republic. There we go. Okay. I'm probably going to have to do some tag switching to make this make sense. Oh, here's something I am going to do that I can do right now. Alpine Division. This is Mountaineers. These Mountaineers, they have a normal or sport artillery, normal engineering company, and logistics company. What do Rangers even do? It'll increase our soft attack considerably. I feel like we want helicopter supply, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Rangers are fine. We have infantry with armor. Infantry with armor minus. We'll call this just like modern infantry. We'll just add more infantry. Armored Engineer Company. That seems pretty good. Sport Artillery, Logistics Company. We probably want... Ooh, somehow, these are... Whoop, these are just, like, better. Yeah, self-propelled artillery is just, like, strictly superior. We could do self-propelled and then just, like, Rangers, I guess. Considering how often we're attacking, does it make sense to add artillery as well? I mean, I don't know. Increases our weight pretty considerably. That is a big attack boost. We'll add 2. I think that's probably fine. This is our modern infantry. All right. So light armor should transition to light armor plus. We have enough everything. What's currently in light armor have? This is light armor plus versus regular light armor. The light armor has Moto Recon. Light armor plus has armored recon. So armored versus Moto. The Moto Recon gives us some pretty irrelevant switches around and bonuses. It would give us less breakthrough, slightly more soft attack. Yeah, it's a pretty inconsistent, it's a pretty irrelevant difference. And given how much cheaper it is to have motorized, what does armored recon even do? That's light armored recon. What's armored recon even do? Ah, it buffs my heart attack. I don't really even know if I need that. I think that's probably fine. I think that, like, our choke point is tanks, so I think it's okay for us to do that. I think we have no armored support vehicles at all. Whoa, okay, that's right. I think that's the layout that we need. More than anything else. We have a bunch of helicopters just lying around. So yeah, I think that that's fine. Eugene can have infantry expert because we love being an infantry expert. All right. Now. All right. Now that we have spent enough time in this little game, I'm going to do a bunch of tag switching and fix up my terrible looking borders. I will see you then. Bye-bye.